Hello, good morning, everyone. I say good morning, good day, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the elements of microfiction. So, what are the elements of microfiction? They're simply the characteristics of microfiction. They are the features, the peculiarities of microfiction that makes microfiction. And let's dive straight into the video. No time to waste. As much as possible, I'll try to be fast so the video doesn't end up being unnecessarily long. I'll give an example. Now, for these features and these did I say benefits? Sorry. These features, characteristics, elements that I'm talking about for microfiction, I'll be giving an example. I'll be using a story to illustrate and explain each of the concepts. And the story I'm using is Give It Up by Franz Kafka. And I'll put the link in the description, but you can read it online to see the story. Yeah, Give It Up by Franz Kafka, or you can just Google it and you'd see the story. But if you want to go straight to the blog, the page that has the story, you can click the link in the description and it will take you to the website to read the story. Now, the story is the first elements. I'll use feature, I'll use characteristic interchangeably. They all mean the same thing. Now, the first element of microfiction is brevity. So by brevity, what do we mean? We mean that microfiction it's very brief. It is around 300 words or less. So if a story is probably 8,000 words, it's no longer microfiction. It's out of the game. It's not there. It's not microfiction. It's a short story. If it's 20,000 words, it's probably a novella or something else, but it's not microfiction. So the first and most important criteria of microfiction is that it is around 300 words or less. So that's the first characteristics. Now, we'll notice in Franz Kafka Give It Up story that the story is about 131 words, which means it fits perfectly into the range of microfiction. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the single plot or concept of microfiction. Microfiction doesn't have the luxury of words to write a lot of intricate, complex plots like a novel or a very long short story would do, which of course is also a strength to it because it means there's this focus and straight to the point. Now, if we look at Franz Kafka's Give It Up, we will notice that the story starts with a character who is lost, is in a new place, he doesn't really know his way, and is looking for a way to find the place he's going to. And that's the major story, that's the major plot. A character who's lost and is looking for a way to find him. The character is lost and he's looking to find himself back to where he's going to. That's the single plot. There is no different stuff of how the character has issues with his father and other stuff and all those things. Not that those things are bad, but it's just that microfiction doesn't have that luxury. No, it can't. It cannot do that, even if you wanted to do it. Yeah, when you end up doing that stuff. If I wanted to create a story about how the character had issues, was running from home and all that, what we notice is that the story will no longer be 131 words. It will be more. It will be probably 5,000, 10,000 words or something more. Now, Franz Kafka dives straight into the story. There's a single plot, there's a single concept. So we've talked about brevity, we've talked about plot. The next thing I want to talk about is limited character development. With limited character development, the whole idea is, unlike a long short story and a long novel where there is real full character development, where you get to see the character evolving, starting, trying to solve their issues and everything. You hear the internal thoughts and dialogue of the character, everything. Microfiction doesn't really have that. What they do is they give you a sufficient character development for you to link with the plot and drive the story forward. That's it. So at the first we know that the character is going somewhere and is probably lost. He's looking for a way. He doesn't know the place. And so in his search, instead of giving up, the character is looking for a solution to get to the place he's going to. So we know that's a limited character development, but it's sufficient to tell the story, and that's okay. So the third one is the fourth one. Sorry, one of the I think one of the peculiar characteristics of microfiction is that you dive straight into the story. Yeah, because with Franz Kafka, we go straight into the story. We're not like, oh, the sun is setting and stuff, like the day is beautiful. No. Like straight up, like I'm lost, I'm looking for my way. Immediately you are hooked. Straight up. Later on in one of the previous video I made, I said that microfiction is like the TikTok of literature because there is no time, like straight up, no time to waste. Yeah. So immersed entry into the story. Like you are just diving into the story straight up, like the meat of it. I'll give an example. If probably in a novel you would have that a man went to hunt, and then while he was hunting, he mistakenly saw the cub of a bear, and while he saw the cub of a bear, he wanted to save the cub and was playing with the cub. It was really nice. Those guys that love animals and other stuff. And then while doing that, the mother of the cub saw him and thought he was he was attacking the cub and all that, and started chasing him. And he was running. He climbed. He was thinking of what to do in that instant of running and escaping for his life. He was looking at his environment and his surrounding, looking what to do, where to hide, where to run, and all those stuff. And he saw a tree in that instant of moment, and he decided that he would climb that tree as fast as he could and stay on top of that tree until the bear got discouraged and left. Yeah. Now, look at it this way. That's a normal story. That's a story, It's a story. The man is trying to survive and all the stuff. Something happened and all those things. Now, if it's microfiction, the microfiction will start when the man is running. Not when the man ate food, prepared his gun, and was ready to go to hunt. No. Like, while, like, you just be dropped into the action. Boom. Like, boom. And the man is running, he's trying to escape. He looks at the tree and boom, he's trying, like that's immersion. No time for, the man ate this, he forgot to do this, he waved goodbye to his kids and he went to hunt and all those stuff and all those things. No. Now, of course, those things they're really a part of character development and all the stuff. But with microfiction, you're immersed straight into the story, and we see that and give it up straight up. Where like the character is lost. Now, the character had a life before he was lost. There was a reason where he got prepared and to go to the place that he was going to. I don't know where he was going to. But we don't start there. We start in the immediate and like think of the peak of the story. Yeah, that's the point where you start. Okay. So these are like the core elements of microfiction. Now, the other elements I want to talk about microfiction is that microfiction has an open or a twist ending. Yeah, an open or a twist ending. So what do I mean by an open or a twist ending? Unlike most novels or most short stories, sometimes it doesn't mean that novels and short story doesn't have twist endings or open endings. It doesn't mean that. But what I'm saying is that microfiction, it is a peculiarity of microfiction because I'll explain what I mean by open and twist ending. Open ending is an ending that is subject to interpretation. Like it can change in a different person's mind. Like we don't really know what happened. It's not like we don't know what happened, but there's a clue, but we're not too sure. What happened? Does the character do? So when you for example, the example I gave earlier on, like the character is trying to run and escape, and suddenly sees a tree, and he's probably trying to climb the tree, and the open ending will be he's trying to climb the tree and a branch broke, and then he climbs to the top of the tree. But here's the issue. The bear was waiting down at the bottom. So now at this point we are asking, we don't really know. We know that at the point when the story ended, the man was not beaten or was not killed by the bear. But the bear is still waiting there. So the question we're asking is, does the bear get discouraged and leave? Or does the man die of hunger? Like what happens? Like we don't really know. But yeah, the character was in big trouble, but the character didn't die. But now we don't know if the character, it's like, that's an open ending. So you can say, okay, maybe the character died, maybe the character didn't do stuff and all that. Okay, then the twist ending will be that as the character climbed the tree and escaped, the next thing he's sweating profusely and he's looking at the ceiling. So you realize that it was a deep dream. Now, I know, of course, that's very cliche, but that's kind of like a twist ending. You realize that it was a deep dream. You understand? So that's the twist ending. Like, I never saw that coming, but I think the dream, like someone going through a lot in their dream and then waking up and see that, it was already a dream. It's more like a twist ending. It's a cliche. Yeah, so probably you could think of something else to do. Yeah. Or maybe the twist ending could be that the bear was probably a costume or something that's what do you call this thing? Yeah, I don't know. You could come up with something like that. It could be a costume, Halloween and stuff like that. Or it could be a prank. And the guy was like, Jesus, you nearly scared me to death. And something like that. I couldn't really expect that it's a prank because it's so real and other stuff. And yeah, but you have to make it believable, but you give us a twist. So that's one of the things. The next thing is minimal exposition. Yeah. Unlike short story and where there's a lot of deep expositions and all that, there's really minimal. Like if the story can go with an implied exposition, like implied meaning, then it should go ahead with that. And there's no necessary need for that. Yeah. Now, most people would say that microfiction doesn't have dialogue. No, microfiction has dialogue. Unlike you see in this story, Give It Up by Franz Kafka, there's dialogue in it. Where he's asking the policeman, which way should I go to? There's dialogue. But the thing is that you don't have to put dialogue because dialogue is in a story. There are a lot of microfiction that don't have dialogue. So the thing is, you have to do dialogue when it is necessary for the story. You get when it moves the story forward, when it contributes very intricately to the plot, not because you have to get a bunch of characters talking. Yeah. So that's minimal exposition. So what other elements? So we looked at the plots. I talked about that there's a single plot or concept, so not intricate there's a single plot or concept, not intricate or complex plots. And then I talked about themes and for themes and ideas, usually there's a simple theme in the story. There's always a theme in the story. Yeah, there's a simple theme in the story, not so much complex and multiple themes, but it's simple and straight to the point. A character at loss, something like that. And then there's setting. But the thing about setting is that sometimes setting is implied. We don't necessarily go in full world building mode. No, we have just like 300 words. So what are we going to do? So in Give It Up, we know that the character is on the road. Yeah, we know that he's on the road. He's walking, and then there's mention of a tower and stuff like that. That's like the setting. We know, like we're able to once you read that stuff, like you're able to picture where the character is. Now we don't really get that. Oh, he's in this place, this country, this state, and this stuff, and is this like stuff like that. No, we don't get that. But we know that okay, this place, this is what happening, and he's walking, and and then sometimes the time of the day. So probably the inference of the time of the day is the weather and other stuff. So that's like what we get, and that's what we have to work with. So microfiction is an incredible piece of art, and one of the things about microfiction is that when you get really good at microfiction, you get really good at hooking people with the full story, because then every form of your story looks like a microfiction. Each has its own plot of itself. It's a single concept. Every paragraph has a concept that is settling, that ties into the major plots and concepts, such that every line, every paragraph, and that's why sometimes you can pull excerpts from major long novels. They kind of stand on their own. They kind of can be read on their own, like microfiction too. So that's the elements, features, characteristics of microfiction. I do hope I was able to answer a question. And if you have any question on any video or clarification you would love for me to make, please let me know in the comment section. If you want to follow along my journey and get 3 writing prompts every week, join my newsletter. I send you progress on my writing journey and 3 writing prompts every week. Until next time, keep writing. My name is Oyemichi Nwakonam. I'll see you in the next video.